Okay, a lot of guys have been asking about how to get the beerev limiter into the KA24 DE motors on the ECU, and this is the pretty much the instructions of what I've came up how to do it, which all this is pretty standard, you know. Remove negative battery terminal so you don't get yourself shocked when you pull out your ECU or anything, or when you're cutting wires. You know, remove the panel, the kick panel, to get to your ECU. That's where all the wires are going to be located. And these pictures are from a SR 20 DET motored car, but these are just pretty much examples of what you're going to have to do to get this in your car. But the wire setting and everything pretty much varies from your ECU setup, but all you really need is a map of your ECU that shows you where all the connections are supposed to go, which makes this a really simple thing to hook up. And I don't recommend using the actual connectors that come with the rev limiter because they don't hold together well. I'd recommend soldering them. And you'll need all the wires, you know, pretty simple. The red wire is the power source, which can go to your ignition switch, or the power on your ECU. Black, ground, yellow wire, RPM signal, green wire, ignition signal. And it pretty much goes to tell you that you can pretty much find your RPM wire easily if you have a something for tuning. And you'll for 4-cylinder engines, cut the gray wire. Rotary engines, cut the brown wire. 6-cylinder, leave all wires intact. But all of that's pretty simple. And then, you know, you hook your, I believe it's the white wire. Yeah, hook the white wire to your e-brake, and that'll be your launch control, your Rev 2, and it shows how you set all that up. And the rev settings start at 1 is 2500, and you know, F is 10,000, which is ridiculous. And your gain is pretty much how many ignition cuts you're gonna get within one igniting, and how much fuel you're gonna dump in. But for the K, guys, here's the ECU map that I have. It's pretty simple. You know, it shows where all the wires are. The 1, 2, and 3 is really all you're really gonna have to touch, unless you want to run everything to your ECU, which makes it easier to get to. Like the ECU grounds, there's about 10 of them actually on the ECU. You know, they're all over the map. And then but for the simple guys that are just kind of wiring up the normal ones, all you're gonna need is the ignition, which is 1, and then your tachometer signal, which is 3. And that's green and yellow. And then you can go with 10 is ground, Then there's also the power supply to the ECU is where is it? And there's power supply backups. But there's also a power for the ECU, which if you look on this, you'll be able to find it pretty easy. And you can just look up an ECU diagram like this and find it, or if you want, I could email this file to you. But it's all pretty easy if you get a map like this and you know the colors and what you're going to look for. It's only 4 wires, so this is a pretty easy thing to do. Red power, black ground, yellow RPM signal, green ignition signal. So it's pretty simple. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment. If you need a better version of this diagram, I can email it to you, or just let me know what you guys think.